Welcome to ServiceNow GDPR use cases. Our next use case describes Data Protection Officer Dashboard. Data Protection Officer Dashboard provides full visibility to the Data Protection Officer to pinpoint the location of incidents, monitor risk scores, and business impact using performance analytics and the service portal. Welcome to my GDPR DPO dashboard. This dashboard gives you full visibility through the different sections. For example, data breaches, current GDPR compliance, what is about the data privacy risks, also data privacy third-party risk as well as data privacy audits. We will walk through all these sections. This dashboard can be configured for any individual of a GDPR team member, for example, for a controller, for example, for a processor. So let's start with the first section. First section gives you full visibility about GDPR incidents by locations. Currently, for example, I have 2 incidents in United States as well as 2 other incidents in Europe. On the right side, I have other GDPR incidents by risk scores. For example, GDPR incident with risk score higher than 90 or 70 or 80. That gives me the visibility about the key GDPR incident with associated risks. I have also some other important information on my dashboard. For example, here, GDPR incident by business impact. Also GDPR incident by different categories. For example, in our case, here it is about confidential personal identity data exposure. On the right side, I have so-called heat map. It also describes GDPR incidents by category as well as with business impact. Now let's see GDPR breach related incidents. So let me drill down to those 4 incident records, and as you can see here, I have different security incidents that are related to GDPR breach. So let's see one record of these security incidents. As you can see on the top, I have already a security tag assigned automatically because it is related to particular GDPR breach. In our case, the category describes it's about the unauthorized access. As we scroll down in this security incident record, we can also see there are some automated workflow taken place here. For example, the response workflow. So let's have a look at one of these workflows. We have here GDPR response workflow already executed as soon as GDPR breach occurs. The second workflow that runs also in the parallel, it describes the other actions that are required to resolve this incident. For example, are there any PI data compromised? The third workflow describes other actions that are related to that particular security incident record. So now let's go back to our DPO dashboard. In this dashboard, let's look at the GDPR compliance section. GDPR compliance gauge describes compliance and non-compliance status for different regulations and framework. On the right, we can also see data privacy control issues that are related within the GDPR framework. This provides me also current information regarding any issues that we need to resolve. Other important information I can see here is about active subject access request by state, data protection impact assessment by state, record of processing activities by week, as well as record of processing activities by particular DPO. Next section in this dashboard describes about data privacy risk. So let's have a look at that. So we can see here currently we have 9 actual high risks listed here. Important thing here is also to see these heat maps. For example, it describes by impact as well as likelihood about the risks that are occurring in my organization. GDPR regulation also describes an organization's accountability for any potential risks while doing business with third parties. We can see here different vendors with different risk ratings. For example, for critical risk rating, I have 2 vendors listed here. I can also select a particular vendor and find out exactly the risk rating. Scrolling down, I can see other items that are included while doing business with third parties and my vendors. For example, how many upcoming vendor risk assessment are due. Also on the right side, I can see the vendors by risk tier and risk rating. Any upcoming issues, existing issues are also listed here by vendor. I can exactly filter out, for example, by issues by priority or any issues by current state of those particular vendor. Also, the open assessment by vendors are listed here. That being said, it gives me full visibility in this dashboard for me as a DPO or controller or processor, how I'm doing the business with my third party, and what are the associated risks for GDPR. The final section in my dashboard describes about the data privacy audits. I can exactly see here how many inadequate or adequate audit engagements and plannings I have in my organization. I can also select a particular engagement audit planning and find out what is the status about this current audit.